Right, abusuya yin channel yes so ebo akwa be channel so ha era so aye be media je chem se be se wase ene de dik wadi twa channel so ni de kwan so abusuya be se wase wo be subscribe be like na abusuya abo so ahima for pencil bi atie no enya bi atie na abusuya ene eya ade a Ken Ofori Atta yes the latest update abayina ne say U.S. Attorney General abusuya atumi asemon eya Ken Ofori Atta a enya asem ketwa na ya de Attorney General so abusuya de krata de ababonten a enya asem ketwa ni na efa eye Ken Ofori Atta abusuya SMLD chese wabo oman ne kana se watumi abo oman no kono of eye 1.4 billion Ghana cedis a enya asem ketwa abusuya we de ma mekasa wa me ma mekasa enye tenten pese yekọ na yetie ensem no mu akasa enkyere mu yes abusuya yenya abotre entie ensem no mu yie na se bi na se wo adwenkyere abusuya fo ya bomode na ya kyere ya adwen ha era so aye be media je chem se be se wase ene de di connect channel so a ene ni kwan so abusuya be se wase obe subscribe e de amai bobo notification bell no so for more podcast update be media je chef asa kwanya we so adobi biara ase abusuya from day one mo na abusuya ma support your channel no amana be do some pepper so say ye ka so body o shira won yentie eye latest update aba efa ya former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta SMLD of a 1.4 billion Ghana cedis I just say enya asem ketwa yentie.
Thank you so much for your time here. Now, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has told the Accra High Court the U.S. Attorney General is expected to serve former Finance Minister Ken Ofori Atta with a criminal summons. The move is part of efforts to have him returned to Ghana to face trial for causing financial loss to the state to the tune of 1.4 billion cedis through the SML contract. The court could not continue to pursue the case today because both Ken Ofori Atta and his chef de cabinet, Ernest Dakon Akore, were absent. Fatal Bayaga has this report.
Adelaide Kobriwood told the court that the United States Department of Justice had requested further information on the case through mutual legal assistance to support the extradition of Ken Ofori Atta and that the requested information had been provided. When the trial judge Francis Apanga Achibonga asked whether the state would prefer to proceed with the case against the remaining accused persons and abandon proceedings against Ken Ofori Atta and Ernest Dakon Akore, the prosecutor responded in the negative. She indicated that the state is more interested in serving the criminal summons and charge sheets as part of broader efforts to have the two returned to Ghana for trial. Emmanuel Kofi Nti and Amishadai Owusu Amwa, both former heads of the Ghana Revenue Authority, as well as the CEO of Strategic Mobilization Limited, Evans Eduse, were all present in court with their legal counsel. Lawyers for the accused persons argued in unison that the processes in the United States may take longer than expected. They therefore urged the court to either discharge their clients to allow the OSP sufficient time to prepare its case or adjourn proceedings for a month. Kwame Jan, counsel for Evans Eduse, argued that the extradition process may not conclude any appearances are taking a toll on the accused persons. Ado Atria, counsel for another accused person, supported this position and also prayed for the discharge of the accused persons. The court, presided over by Justice Francis Apanga Achibonga, adjourned the case to April 23, 2026 without discharging the accused persons.
Now fast forward Enusa Fuseni MP Mrashebejane former wedding komo bi se Ken Ofori Atta adwane e wodwane no enye ne no obeba. Yes, yentimi trust Ken Ofori Atta so se obeba because Ken Ofori Atta ehye ye bo se okwa akohwe no yare aba wan ka se okọ na o mabiem. Fast forward enko tin se mo no so de tudwa wa bra discussion koso on Ken Ofori Atta so obeba so ma eno ho komo enko tin se mo no so kai
did not invite Ken Ofori Atta to appear before them until the time that he had asked for was about expiring. The OSP wrote to the chief of to the Ken Ofori Atta to appear before them on the 24th of January, to appear before them in February, based on the permission he had sought. Now, so that should be clear to all of us. He left this jurisdiction given a promise to the state that he will come back on a certain day. The OSP wrote his letters based on his own promise. When was the day he was invited to appear? 10th of February 2025. That would have meant Ken Ofori Atta, by his own undertaking, would have been in this country. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is that before June, the expiration of his stay in the visa in the United States, Ken Ofori Atta had applied in May to change his status from a visitor to a permanent resident, perpetually depriving the investigative authorities from reaching him, trying to put himself out of reach. You must also understand the facts. 3, Bonfe, the trial is ongoing.
So what's the problem now?
So let me tell you what is the problem, because I see that you don't understand the criminal process. The trial is ongoing. He's been charged with about 78 charges. He's been tried with, alongside
8 others.
8 others, 2 of whom, Ernest Akori and Ken Ofori Atta, are not available. So because the charges have been read, he ought to plead to those charges. He ought to be served. So the court has directed that the processes going on in court be served on Ken Ofori Atta. If the processes are served on Ken Ofori Atta and he fails, refuses, or neglects to attend court, he would be a fugitive from the court.
It will be a bench warrant.
It will be a bench warrant.
Is it a substituted service?
It's not a substituted service. It's not a criminal case. It's not a civil case. It's a criminal case. So if it is served on him and he fails to appear, the court itself will issue a bench warrant. Mind you, he's outside the jurisdiction. The bench warrant is limited to the territorial jurisdiction of this country. So it must go through the foreign processes, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Just like the order to serve the summons on him have to go through the diplomatic channels. Now, when that order is made, if he fails to appear and that order is made, he will be arrested and imprisoned in America for the purposes of being sent back. Okay? And if he's not arrested at all, or he's incapable of coming, because there would have been evidence of service of the criminal summons on him, the court is now enjoined to proceed with that.
On the fundamental principle of the law,
no,
that a man must not be condemned unheard. So you give them the opportunity to be heard. Let them elect to refuse to be
come.
heard.
So you have not. You can't say that because
China and say it's China essential.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, we're not saying
the trial has started. You just said it on
Yeah,
air.
it has started because
the trial has
started.
You see, listen.
No, Bonfe, don't
listen.
No,
I want to clear your misunderstanding of the law.
Let's help our audience to understand.
I want to clear your misunderstanding of the law.
He's not the only accused person.
It is not the only accused person. He's not the only accused person in court. Neither is Ernest Akori the only accused person in court. So the trial has started in respect of the accused persons, all of them. But because the 2 of them are not in court, the trial cannot proceed unless the court is satisfied that there have been conscious, deliberate attempts to serve the sermons on him. And that the sermons have actually been served on him, but he has refused to come. Then the trial will continue now in absentia.
It is the reason when you are served, the law allows for certain days to expire. Then the law will construe that you don't want to come in.
Something you see,
he said something markedly different.
Please,
completely different.
Let's stop misrepresenting ourselves. Let's stop misrepresenting ourselves.
When I finish, you can rebut.
Okay.
So don't attribute things that are unfair.
So the thing is that you are not. What's the name? You're not speaking to yourself.
Yes.
You are speaking to us.
Yes.
And when
others
speak, we listen to you.
Yes.
So let's tell us what you have told us
what you had interpreted from what I said.
No, I've not
You need to
interpretation.
also understand that.
So
you also listen to me with your interpretive lenses. And it is possible
that is the
that
thing.
you may have misinterpreted what I said.
So
as your
the thing is that, so can we trust Ken Ofori Atta to come back on his own? I don't think we can trust him. Because, one, he gave an undertaking to come to this country by himself. A man of the stature of Ken Ofori Atta ought to have respected his own undertaking. And at that time he gave the undertaking, he was not under any pressure from any quarters.
His health status may have changed the date he decided that he will come back.
He went to court only once. Since he left this country, only once. And I can give you his flight record. He was traveling. So it should not be the case that a person will give an undertaking and then violate his undertaking and cry the victim. That's what Ken Ofori Atta is doing. He's crying the victim. And his lawyers are crying the victim. Now, why do we come to all this? And it is not true, patently not true, as and you know, my brother Tampule, that when we served in office as minister, when you left office, the investigative authorities probably would not have understood certain decisions that you took. Or when you were MPA boss, the investigative authorities would not have understood certain decisions that you took. They invite you to come and help them. I appeared numerous times before the investigative authorities. Numerous times. It is patently false to say that Ken Ofori Atta was the one who provided cover for Setepe not to be prosecuted. Patently false. I know as a matter of fact that Setepe appeared before numerous investigative bodies. Numerous. And was able to explain himself. And I also know that Ken Ofori Atta, and that, you see, those who executioners fear the gallows. Ken Ofori Atta, when he was the finance minister, and his wife who spoke on your air on your network, I exercised in the same gym with them at Air Force. Yeah. And I can tell you on authority that the wife of Ken Ofori Atta picked a fight with Gloria Akufu because the wife of Ken Ofori Atta felt that Gloria Akufu was not prosecuting NDC former appointees. I was in the gym.
This information.
Where from this?
No.
I was in the gym.
No.
You cannot mention somebody's name. Attribute something to it. The person is not here. You really have to withdraw that.
I won't withdraw that.
But you have to
I won't withdraw that.
This is
You are
completely wrong.
referring to a lady who is not on the show.
I won't withdraw
And you don't
that.
even say she told you.
No. Can I do my work? Can I do my work?
No, but how can you?
Can I do my work?
Serious.
Let's
You come to a juice. I exercise with her. So
there's no way of verifying this information.
How can you verify this information
To the host.
I mean, seriously.
Professor, you know what it is. Why are you referring to the host?
Let the host.
We don't have to give the host too much trouble. The host, we
Please.
don't want to give him
No, let me do my job.
Sometimes you have to self-regulate.
All right.
Without the host necessarily coming.
But he really has to withdraw.
You see how quick you are to question him even before he lands.
Because the person is not here.
The person is not here.
Because statement before I ask him the next question.
Okay, please proceed.
If he's not done, I don't know what he wants to say.
Under the mistaken impression.
You should withdraw.
Paul Atumachile is under the mistaken impression that this platform is.
Good evening, guys.
I'm sorry about that. If that's the impression I'm giving, I'm really sorry.
Of course.
I'm really sorry about that.
And you want to respect your panelists.
I'm really sorry about that.
Instead of saying it, don't you agree with me that it's unfair that the person is not here to answer for herself? And you are now talking about a conversation that you must have.
He didn't refer to a conversation. He didn't refer to a conversation.
Yeah, he said he was in the gym.
He said they are in the gym together. He didn't refer.
No, he said there was a conversation. So
That he eavesdropped.
So will you?
I didn't eavesdrop.
No. Will you? Who else? Who else witness what you're talking about?
Well, I've mentioned parties. I've mentioned
Good evening, Ghana.
I've mentioned the woman. I've mentioned Gloria Akufu.
Right.
And I was in the gym, and the gym is a public place. There are many other parties I could mention, but I've just given you 2 names.
And they had an argument.
So I've just given you 2 names. So if you don't want to reach out to the woman, and I know her personally, you can reach out to Gloria Akufu. That might explain to you, if you don't understand what you don't know, that I know that Gloria Akufu was finally substituted, removed from office
because
of her failure. Because of the perception that she failed to prosecute people who were former appointees of the NDC.
In accordance with the desires of the Ofori Atta and the wife.
Of the Ofori Attas.
And this was the conversation at the gym.
This was the conversation I chanced upon in the gym, at Air Force Gym. I've also given you the name of the gym. Well, okay. It cannot make it. You see. Senior, are you not confounded? Are you not confounded? I'm not confounded.
Yeah, you're a very senior member.
No. I'm not confounded. No, this you are a senior member of the Ghana Bar Association.
You can't make allegations on a serious program like this.
Are you not confounded?
Your smile is beautiful.
Are you not even here? Are you not confounded?
You're a senior member of the Ghana Bar. You're a senior member of the Ghana Bar. You can't do that.
The gravity of the revelation.
So this is what I'm saying.
It's not right.
This revelation, you are not a state official.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So it takes a different turn.
Mm-hmm.
In the absence of these 2 individuals you mentioned, and now you even go further to say this is why Gloria Akufu lost her job as Attorney General.
This is one of the reasons, yeah.
Okay. Don't you think it's unfair because of their absence?
She didn't lose her job.
For which reason
she served her
you
4
should
years.
withdraw the statement?
No, I'm not. If they think that I'm not speaking the truth, they can take me on. If they really think that I'm not speaking the truth, I'm putting my reputation on the line. You know, I don't speak lightly on matters of this nature. I don't speak lightly.
What does it mean?
I've got a reputation to protect. I've got an integrity I'm protecting.
So you...
and I'm saying that it is the fairness of the process that we're talking about. It has nothing to do with the truth or otherwise.
So I have offered him the opportunity. I've offered him the opportunity.
They're not here to defend
I'll follow up and return to inform my audience what the named individuals think about what you say.
Gloria Akufu,
fact check.
If you can call Gloria Akufu, then she can speak.
My production is listening.